Good day, sir!
Okay, hello guys, welcome very much to the defense now. We are having ourselves a good game between the Copenhagen Wolves, formerly known as the Tough Bananas, who came out of nowhere and started ripping teams apart. Got sponsored by the Copenhagen Wolves just recently, so a very new team. They will be taking on Pottom Bottom, also a relatively new team, and we're already in the draft, so we won't lose any more time. With me again is Durka. Are you there, man?
Yeah, I'm here. I was chuckling away at the chat going in that lobby about Kizzles and his names.
Yeah, that was interesting. And still, at least the last guy with the Hello Kitty picture shows up as way too sexy for me, without the clan tag. So I guess all the talking about, come on guys, get your guys' names tagged properly, didn't get to every player, but perhaps it's just a little visual bug from my side. Let me check the side here. Yes, he does have his clan tag up. Okay, so we will have ourselves a good game. The Copenhagen Wolves have been on fire as of late. The team consisting of Calculus, Balsam, S4, Henry D, as well as Nino have been performing amazingly lately. Have been pulling off some good strats, almost always revolving around that Shadow Demon. If I was drafting against them, I would be starting to ban that hero out. Just to put them into in an uncomfortable position. And Pottom Bottom is also an up and coming team. They are not sponsored just yet. Not sure if sponsors are looking out for them or not, but Aoi 2000 was actually the first person I ever interviewed, and that interview got featured on Join Dota, so he will be playing today. He's the carry player for Pottom Bottom. And we'll see how this goes. Fogged, Snaking, Aoi 2000, Kizzles, as well as Way Too Sexy will be trying to put an end to the Copenhagen Wolves' winning streak. So, the draft so far, the first ban from Fogged was Chen. Response ban Lycan. Then Chaos Knight got taken out, now Darkseer. And the last ban for the first ban phase is Dead Nature's Prophet from Fogged. And after Calculus decides who the last hero to ban out will be, we'll have our first pick. And as of now, still in the pool are Invoker, Windrunner, Leshrac, Brewmaster, Lone Druid, and Broodmother. So I think that if Broodmother does not get banned out, Pottom Bottom will try to get their hands on that, because Aoi is a very unconventional Broodmother player, and he has utilized her to very, very great effect. He doesn't go for Orchid, he goes for a Yasha instead into a Manta style, and then for one or two more damage items into that BKB. So we'll be interested to see what their first pick now is going to be, as the last ban out from Calculus is Leshrac. I'm actually pretty excited for this game.
Yeah, the trouble I see with a lot of Broodmother players today, they forget about item progression, and obviously people on all other heroes, they progress with items. They get branches, they get magic sticks, they get magic wand, they get wraith bands, bracers. But Broodmother seems to be one of those heroes where they skip every single tier 1 and tier 2 item and go for a soul ring and then try and rush something else. So actually progressing into different builds and different items, I really like that.
Yeah, and especially with that Yasha inside that web, people completely underestimate what that does for you. And it's by the way, Invoker's first pick from PB, but you guys can see that. I just want to finish that quick Broodmother theory thing, because usually they will get a soul ring, completely legit item, because you have increased HP regeneration within that web, and you will have your mana to spam out all your nukes. And Aoi is interesting because of two reasons. One, if he's doing well on his lane, he doesn't put more than 3 skill points, 3 is this many fingers, 3 skill points into his spawn Spiderlings nuke, because level 3 and 4 spawn the same amount of Spiderlings, and that is what he uses it for. Only if he's losing his lane and needs to spam the enemy hero away because he can't deal with him, he will put a 4th point into it to increase the damage, to spam him out. And after he's done, he doesn't rush the Orchid, because he finds it way more effective. He goes for Yasha into a Manta style, because he will have almost maximum movement speed inside that web. And also the Manta split enables him to be able to get rid of the dust debuff on him. He just splits and he goes invisible again, making him very hard to gank. On top of that, almost haste movement speed. So we'll see if Pottom Bottom will pick him up. I am so pumped, actually, just to No, actually, I'm excited because it would be a bummer if now I talk all this crap about Aoi 2000, his amazing Broodmother, and they don't pick it up. So please pick him up now. You have two more picks now. So one should be that Brood, seeing as she's a very powerful hero on that lane when left alone. You guys play her off, and then you have two free picks that she's still available. And they didn't ban out Pottom Bottom. I'm talking about. They didn't ban out Shadow Demon, yeah, because now first pick they picked him up and they picked up a Brewmaster, and here we go. We will see Aoi 2000 on that Broodmother. So get ready for some Dota knowledge. Watch the way he plays that Brood, and then decide. If you are a Broodmother player, just decide for yourself. It comes down to personal preference. What would you like more, a silence and strong nukes, or would you like almost max movement speed? I'm sorry, that is my my telephone here. Almost max movement speed and a split, and then more damage, and then go for that BKB. Because Durka, you know that very well. If you go for a if you go for a Durka later on, you have more from it. If you go for a BKB later, then you will have you won't have to invest that extra 2k gold to get back to that 10-second duration. As we all know, it loses 1 second of its magic immunity per charge use. And I will give the word now over to you, man.
Yeah, I was just about to wonder when this Windrunner was going to be picked up, taken as the third hero. But yeah, it's just going to be interesting to see how they lane this now, because they've got three heroes which are very commonly seen on solo lanes. Will they run that Broodmother as the Chinese and Asian teams do, and cover it with a couple of heroes and throw him on the tri-lane? And Tidehunter, we haven't seen this in weeks. He's fallen out of favour slightly recently. We've seen a lot more of Earthshaker fill the role that he takes, simply because people want to control the lanes more with his Fissure, and they can build up to Arcanes and blink in with that dagger to, bring surprise to the team fight and take a team fight in one fell swoop. But Tidehunter there. Big ultimate from his Ravage.
And especially they have now enough tools in their mind to take on the Broodmother, and this is going to be really, really cool, man. I'm pumped for this because Aoi 2000 plays again a sick Broodmother, a different style, because she is he plays that hero in a way that she will not just go in, pop that ultimate, use the BKB, and just chop and chop away, dealing all that damage and not being a pest that you can't get rid of for those 5 to 10 seconds, depending on the BKB charges. No, he will use the maximum movement speed to weave in and out of team fights, to take distraction, to create distraction, to deal damage, to take folks off his teammates when it needs to be like that, and to take folks onto himself when it needs to be like that. Just a very intelligent Broodmother player, and now they have Shadow Poison from that Shadow Demon. Get a few stacks on those Spiderlings, you can push stop a push relatively quickly, and Tidehunter, obviously, they will try to put Broodmother they will try to put their Tidehunter against that Broodmother. I'm almost certain of that, because you could just get a Stout Shield on that one, and you actually max out or put more emphasis and higher priority into that Anchor Smash, because that AoE damage, 60 mana as the cost, will be a great tool for you to but to definitely diminish the impact that Brood has in those early stages of the game.
Yeah, with a straight 40% damage reduction on that Anchor Smash, it's great against Spiderlings, great against Broodmother if she tries to get up close to that creep wave. It's going to be interesting. Enigma and ES banned out there.
Yeah.
Pretty core heroes to this current metagame. And Sand as well, also able to provide big teamfight influence. I'm not sure if Wolves were likely to pick that up though. They've already got two tanky melee heroes already, and bringing SK into there wouldn't really synergize that well.
Yeah, questionable ban-outs there, but I guess they feel that those are the heroes they need to get rid of, so they do get rid of that Beastmaster. Is a good hero. Maybe...
The Beastmaster is mainly a counter for the Broodmother, I think, that they were worried about, but the SK, that's a counter to the Broodmother as well, but they've already got a Tidehunter, as you pointed out, on the Wolf side, for that role.
And then again, if... maybe it's still a good thing. Yeah, as you said, they already have two tanky melee heroes, and to kind of get them... I would be happy if they picked another melee hero, to be honest. I have Invoker. I would tell him to then go Quaz Wex, just to be mobile, and have him dance around your team with that Broodmother, with that max movement speed. Windrunner, a very mobile hero as well. But hey, we'll see where the draft takes us. And as you point out, Calculus bans out Earthshakers, was Enigma, feeling that will be a hero that those will be heroes that will be very good help. Enigma, of course, a jungler, but there was another big jungler left in the hero pool, and that is that Enchantress, a very, very strong hero. I'm actually wondering how she made it through this far, and they are using their first pick in the second pick phase to get themselves to get their hands onto this Enchantress. I think that's a really good pickup, to be honest.
My mind is now on laning, and how they're going to do this.
Yeah, it's true. Invoker, Brood, as well as Windrunner would actually need that. Oh, I guess one thing we've seen as of late as well, actually not as of late, it's been done for quite a while, that if you have that Broodmother on the short lane, you can help your support out to jungle just with those spiderlings, and in Dota 2 you can by now also grant control to your allies.
Yeah, my mind was wandering towards a Windrunner solo bot, Broodmother on the top lane with Enchantress in the forest, and obviously Invoker middle. But they've got a fifth hero, and I can't figure out who and where they're going to put that fifth hero if they do run that kind of lineup. Whether they'll, I don't know, pick something to sit with that Broodmother and constantly harass, or try and kill people on their lane. Going to be interesting.
Is there any, Durka, is there any strong like team fightish hero left that PB could pick up? Nothing comes to mind from my side here.
Teamfight hero. No, what, like big AoE. It's Queen of Pain still, but
Yeah, yeah. Okay, but she's also, yeah,
Darkseer. Darkseer hasn't come out yet.
Yeah, he's banned.
Oh, he's banned. Damn, I didn't see that. Right next to the Lycan.
Yeah, so is Earthshaker, so is Enigma. And that tide is picked up from Wolves themselves. And yeah, 2 more seconds, 2, 1 in the bonus time. What are they going to do? And they pick up Dazzle. Man, that must have been such a rushed decision, man. If they got down to 1 second, they must have been discussing to the very last second, obviously.
Yeah, I reckon they were wondering the exact same thing as I was. Who and where are we going to put this fifth hero? But that's going to go up with the Broodmother, obviously, and the heal coming out of Dazzle, providing a lot of extra damage with all the spiderlings if they manage to surround someone.
Good point, man. Absolutely underestimated strat. Guys, by the way, if you have like 1 or 2 teammates, you want to try some funny shit, go grab yourselves a Nature's Prophet, go grab yourselves a Dazzle, go grab yourselves a Broodmother, and have that Dazzle sit in the fog. As soon as you wave push into the tower, you dive that enemy hero with your spiderlings, with your spider, and you go in there. Your Furion TPs in as well on top of that tower, spawns his tray, and send all your units onto that enemy. Dazzle comes in and Chololo heals those creeps. It deals a crap load of damage. It's a strat that is completely overlooked lately, even in pubs, so in pro games, but it actually is very effective. And the last pick now from the Wolves will be Mirana. I very much like how her skill set as well as her role fits into all those other picks. It looks pretty standard, almost Asian Dota 1 pickish. You know, from the picks it looks pretty much like Dota 1 standard pick, and it's a very well-rounded team. So we will have the Copenhagen Wolves playing Shadow Demon, Brewmaster, Tide, Venge, and Mirana going up against Invoker, the Spider, Broodmother, Windrunner, as well as Dazzle and Enchantress. Let me put you guys into the game here. Epi and Durka, got those overlays correct? Yes, I do. Thank you to all 14 viewers of you guys for tuning in. I highly appreciate it. I'm Epi, with me is Durka, and that you guys are deciding to watch your game here on my stream as opposed to Toby's stream honors me a lot. So, and Durka as well. So we highly appreciate it, and yeah. Just the ritual pause here in the beginning of the game. The Wolves going up against PB. Wolves have themselves some banners and a one up here as well. Pottom Bottom doesn't. They don't have a sponsor as of yet. We'll have a really pimped up Tide Hunter played by S4. We'll have Henry D on Vengeful Spirit. Calculus will be playing Mirana. Nino will be playing Shadow Demon. Interesting that it's not Henry D playing that Shadow Demon, to be honest. And Balsam, no surprise there, playing that Brewmaster.
Pretty funny stuff. Pottom Bottom, and against them is a
Yeah.
Mirana who is at bottom lane. Yeah, Tide Hunter correctly guessing that they're going to send the Broodmother up top on that short lane, so they're going to have him up there spamming his Anchor Smash. Brewmaster admitted with that Shadow Demon as well. But did you run through one of the themes? Sorry, I was just laughing to myself. At
Oh, no
what
problem. I went
automatic
over Radiant. You can do Dire now.
Okay. We've got Fog here on the Invoker, standing around mid lane. Kizzles in the forest with the Enchantress, getting ready to go. Dazzle, that's way too sexy. I was about to start trying to pronounce the last part of his name, Wowad Kapwodka, but wow. Then Aoi 2000 and the Broodmother, and one last hero sneaking on that Windrunner.
Yeah, man. We got ourselves a game, guys. The defense, Pottom Bottom, going up against the Copenhagen Wolves. They found themselves a new sponsor. Pottom Bottom already investing 200 gold into that top lane, scouting out that rune spot right here. All the movement coming into those two sides, and of course the ritual, or like the standard aggressive lane ward up there as well, and the one radiant ward now on the enemy high ground in the middle lane, giving vision of the top rune as well. And the second one is not placed.
Henry D isn't on Shadow Demon.
Yeah, I pointed that out. But you were busy
Why?
laughing. Now now the second one gets well, it's too broken, man. They
Henry D on Shadow Demon is broken, huh? Overpowered.
Pottom Bottom laning against the Pottom Bottom. Ha ha ha! This is so funny. This is so funny. And Henry D on that. Maybe he just want to play Avenge, man. He's got that Sentry Ward done now. In his inventory, rather. Illusions also just chilling out up here. In the middle lane, we'll have Balsam with Nino laning against Invoker, who already used a healing salve. So, woo, I almost missed the first blood. Top lane. Just a Dazzle being like, hey man, I can attack you from range, and you are melee, let's do it. Snaking uses Windrun already. He ate a stun from Henry D. Now he has to run out, so he's going to be kept at bay completely out of that EXP range. Leave that farm to this Mirana on the bottom lane. She's already sitting on 3. Let's see if she gets that. No, Tower steals that one. She doesn't
Take
get...
a look at mid lane, Enchantress rotating around the...
Oh yes, smoke dispels now because she's in range. 2. Oh, cold step on Balsam, and he eats a lot of damage. Now he gets disrupted defensively. Oh, he's able to throw the thunderclap, but he does go down. First blood now goes to Enchantress. Nicely played from PB. Good, important first blood in the middle lane to establish some dominance and give Fox some freaking space to farm. Bottom lane, the Wolves want to get themselves some action as well. Henry has that stun. He waited until Windrunner used that Windrun. Good chain stunning as well, and Snaking looks to be in a bit of trouble. They will have to animation cancel perfectly, and yeah, one more attack will get the kill. And Mirana gets the last. Very important that she gets that gold.
Yeah, he almost got blocked in there by his own creep wave. Found a little path to run through, but in the end that leap just catching up, allowing the 2 extra right clicks needed to take him down. Top lane, the Broodmother here. Well, that was Tide actually pulling the large camp over his creep wave, allowing him to get some experience in gold, but Broodmother sitting close enough to cause some harassment there.
Very interesting to see, like this little battle of the melee creeps. It's already a stack camp as well. Aoi 2000 sitting on 13 last hits at the moment. We got some very aggressive movement here as well from PB, at least some aggressive positioning. This Tidehunter has to be really, really careful. He is tanky. 580 HP on him, 1 level in Kraken Shell. Now the ping's gold. Aoi 2000 bringing himself in position as well. Is he going to pick up? He picks up the Soul Ring before he initiates. Slows out on S4 as well. Did the nuke go out? No, he doesn't have the... He didn't use the Soul Ring just yet. Now the nuke goes out. S4 takes a fall to Dazzle's very powerful heal. And there you go, man. You got your creeps, you got your spiders. It deals a crap load of damage, and down goes Tidehunter. So, Windrunner died once on that bottom lane. Only 1 deny on him. He is really, really poor on that bottom lane. And 2 kills in favor of PB.
Yeah, Tidehunter having a rough old time here. Oh, he's going to get killed
Oh
again.
man, he TP'd in to continue farming. The ping goes out as well. He looks to be in big trouble, gets slowed, but he manages to get into range of his tier 2, causing Pottom Bottom to stop chasing. But they are still pushing. Now another slow going on him. They need to bring their creeps or their spirings into position to deal that damage. Nuke flies out as well. Stick charge is used, so he'll be fine. But he has to be very, very careful. Some very aggressive laning coming out of PB, making that top lane a pain. For the Wolves. They will need to adhere to this or they will lose a tier 1 tower. This is the point in time where the Wolves will have to make a decision. Abandon that tower, abandon that tier 1, and just focus on the other lanes, win those, and trust in your mid to late game, or at least trust in the fact that you will be able to come back from that early disadvantage, or do something. And by the looks of it, they will abandon. Aoi 2000 already has this Soul Ring up, as I pointed out, and he will use that Space he got on top of that invisibility to just farm up middle lane. Yeah, Shadow Demon actually got a kill on Invoker again, so they get a second kill. At least they are doing winning the other lanes, and Vengeful Spirit was killed by the Dire as well.
Yeah, some misplay there from Invoker. Vengeful Spirit did come around the back with a Sentry Ward, expecting a Ghost Walk, which is what I was expecting as well, but he didn't click his orbs, or he misclicked and hit Invoke before he actually had the correct orbs up, so he didn't get a Ghost Walk off, and he died nonetheless. But Vengeful there, taking too many hits from that tower and falling herself, as well as losing a Sentry Ward.
Oh. Yeah, sorry for missing that, guys. I will still learn to keep my eyes on the minimap. Snaking on the bottom lane has now picked himself up some 4 last hits. On the top again, Aoi very, very aggressively here, and he can't afford it because he's got that web on level 2. Got some extra movement speed, 25% it is. Once he gets those treads up, he will be very, very hard to gank. already. They will have to invest at least 2 additional heroes onto the top lane to get a gank off. But it appears that the Copenhagen Wolves decided to actually just let them have their tier 1, let them have their fun. They have the pushing power, so they can have it. And focus on that middle and bottom lane. Let's see how that middle and bottom lane has been working out. Balsam has been getting some good farm, 17 last hits on him, 19 on Calculus on the bottom lane. And now here comes a Cold Snap, and Kizzle's also moving in. Tornado spins up into the air, but Kizzle's already turned around and they are out of range. So unsuccessful gank in the middle lane, and winning their mid and bottom respectively. Invoker only has 10 last hits, has died once. Windrunner also died once, only had 7 last hits. And as you can see on the minimap, she's hanging behind that tier 1 tower, just blocking some creeps. And Aoi on the top, a lot of weight on his shoulders now.
Well, it's not just that. The Enchantress is also farming up in the forest. She's doing pretty well for herself, sitting at level 4, got an army of creeps. And Dazzle's starting to stack and pull now himself, so he'll bring up those levels as well, halfway to level 6. Oh, that's absolutely amazing that he's almost level 6 with those couple of kills that he's got on top and all the pressure they've applied on that top lane. I mean, Mirana's only sitting at 6.5 on basically a solo lane. And Brewmaster there, deciding to go Thunderclap and stats. 2 levels in stats there just to bring himself up, sending illusions from Disrupt, was that? Or was that an actual illusion rune he picked up?
That was Disrupt, I assume, because Windrunner just picked up a Regeneration rune on the bottom lane. Wasn't all too attentive on that one. Dazzle has 3 Observer Wards, 2 Sentries, so he's taking that support business frickin' serious. And top lane, again, Aoi. I'm just so psyched to see this guy play, man. He's just such a good player. Treads are up, already switched to Agi. Just get those last hits, make sure you get that. Even microing his spiders. He's sending a little squad. No, actually those are normal creeps. I wonder if he's going to send those spiders out once he's got a decent amount to get him some additional income. I think that would be a wise choice. And Calculus on the bottom lane picked up those phase boots as well. 4 levels on that Star Storm. 2 in Sacred Arrow. Aoi is completely being left alone on that top lane. Maybe there's a calculated risk from the Wolves. They have their grasp on the middle and bot. Maybe they want to force a decision now out of PB, force their game onto them, see if they want to defend that tier 1 mid or the tier 1 bottom, but both of them are still looking pretty nice. Tier 1 on the bottom is sitting at around 850 HP and 1.1k on that middle tier 1. Top lane, Aoi, 700 gold up on him now as well. He will be looking for the Diasha most likely now.
Well, I've got a feeling that he may break from tradition here if he does go for the Manta style. Like you said, Wolves are taking calculated risk here. They know that if he does go for the Manta, it's going to take him a while to actually come into these team fights because they've got so many stuns. They've got Ravage, they've got Venge Stun, they've got Disruption, Arrow, and the Brewmaster who can launch a rocket at him once he's in his ulti. If they have Sentry Wards up, which they have been buying constantly throughout the game for Ghost Walk and the Broodmother, then they're going to know that they can most likely either keep him out of the team fights or take him down once he enters them. But if he does rush that BKB, he will become a much bigger threat.
Absolutely, good point, man. And the point you're making, the underlying, or like the
situational items.
Exactly. That's exactly what Dota's all about. It's like Aoi 2000 has been known for not going the traditional route, but actually preferring that max movement speed build with that Manta split. But that's not a law, man. It's totally true. If he thinks that it's too many stuns to handle, the support from the Wolves is a force to be reckoned with it as well, so that he has to absolutely assume that they will always have vision of him as well. Then maybe that BKB will of course be a way better decision. So we'll see how Aoi will read the situation as well. And also interesting progression to see will be what Brewmaster will go for. I think he might go for Dagger Rush. What do you think?
Not entirely sure on that one. But in Aoi's case, I think we're going to have to wait until about 13 or 14 minutes in when he'll have to make that snap decision. He'll build up a load of gold, and he'll then decide and build up or buy up a couple of components for whichever item he has chosen to go for. But the Brewmaster's a different case. He could try and rush the Ags, he could go Arcane into Blink, he could go Phase Boots, he could go Drums. There are so many builds he can go. Arrow flies out, fishing there, but not actually managed to land anyone.
Dazzle's also there.
There's so many routes that the Brewmaster could go, it's hard to tell at this stage of the game.
Yeah, Dazzle's hanging back a little bit. Always nice thing to have, man. That Shallow Grave right in your vicinity, Shadow Wave as well, and that Poison Touch to slow down the enemies. But Balsam has been farming very freely, and also, oh, we got some movement coming in. Kizzles is here, gets spotted out by Nino and his Shadow Poison, a great tool to give some vision into the fog. Ping goes
Top
out.
lane.
Top lane.
S4 there, smart move. He was getting blocked in by spiderlings and AoE and decides just to TP out. It's the safest route.
Yeah.
But lots of wards up on this map, and we've pointed this out from Wolves. They're very good at this, keeping map control through vision. Constant vision,
Yeah.
and they know exactly where the enemies are, so they know which moves they can take, which fights they can make, and which movements from the enemy which will actually break them.
It is this consistency that they're striving for, which I think is that one big ingredient for their recent success. It's they don't allow themselves any slack. You know, they always have wards up, even if that means that Vengeful Spirit is only running around with boots of speed. She just was able to afford them. She was running around naked before that, and that is one thing that has been very noticeable about them. Now Disruption goes out in the middle lane on that Invoker. Nino takes a bunch of damage, also gets spammed into the air, but there's 3 heroes from the Wolves here. Let's see how this goes. Shackle Shot doesn't latch, kills in a bunch of trouble. Ravage goes out as well, and Panda also uses his ultimate on his side. One hero drops from PB, which is that Enchantress, and we'll see if they will transition to a push now, because all of the Wolves are now in the middle lane. Just a big explosion of a team fight here. Dazzler gets spammed into the air as well. Dive out on Snaking, looks to be a little bit of trouble. Arrow, 14 seconds cooldown. Low on mana as well, is that Mirana. And now Balsam ultimate wears out, and he looks in big trouble. Power Shot flies through, gets a kill.
Yeah, and pressure on the top lane. I mean, they took down an Enchantress there and paid a Brewmaster for it in the end.
Yeah. That is a very, 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 very expensive price to pay, man. Now they are pressuring in turn that tier 1, and Aoi has been doing what a Broodmother does, which is applying pressure to tier 2 on the top as well, keeping always the enemy on their toes about their map, always keeping them a little bit split in what they should do. They're like, man, we're gonna team fight in mid, but there's a Brood on top as well, and that poor Tidehunter, there's not that much he can do. If he is forced to stand up against her now, oh man, Nino, you're dead. Power Shot, Shackle Shot, Cold Snap, spin up into the air, and that will kill almost any hero at this point in time. Tier 1 tower in the middle lane drops, Tier 1 on the bottom gets pressured in turn from Calculus. He wanted to trade, arrow flies out, nicely timed, fogged. Might get disabled as long, yes, long enough. Nice play from Calculus, gets the last hit on the Tier 1, Cold Snap's out on him, and he leaps in time. Very nice play from Calculus here. He is a very good old, or not old, but like a veteran player in the Dota scene. Now Aoi showing himself behind Balsam actually, doing the attack. What's level 2 slow on him as well. He's snaking, nice shackle onto the tree as well. Balsam looks in big trouble. Daz is also here, and the burst damage is too much. Down goes Brewmaster, and that is not at all what the Wolves want to do here. 6-3 the kill score in favor of Pottom Bottom. They have lost only that tier 1 tower on the bot lane just now, and still 3k gold is the gold advantage for them. Now here come the Wolves, ultimate on snaking as well. Here's Aoi 2000 using, he has that Yasha as well, using his ultimate as well. He does get stunned up, no BKB up on him, and nice defensive disruption as well, but there's that Dazzle pick with that Shallow Grave. He will get the kill. Ultimate from Characters a little bit too late. The Sentry Ward also drops. Aoi just working his way through there, and he was, man, that, wow. Actually, Dazzle got the kill on there. The poison ticked him down in time, and Aoi's nuke also hit him there, I think.
See, I was wondering that as well. I thought it was a bit of lag that...
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure that Mirana went into the Fade time of her ultimate there, went invisible as that nuke headed, and the Dazzle poison tick doing enough damage. It is level 3 now.
And
So that's...
yeah, just as you were pointing out, man, Aoi 2000 was in so much trouble in that team fight. He got perma-stunned for a sec there, down to like a tenth of his HP. Then came that Shallow Grave and that Dazzle pick, man. It might have been a rush decision, but it was a very good one, at least in that instance. Getting themselves 4 kills against the Wolves, and they've been performing so amazingly as of late. Snaking now might be a little bit of trouble. Calculus, use that nuke, man. Is he going to drop the nuke? Gets shackled to a tree. Dazzle's also here. I don't understand why he was waiting for such a long time. Is he going to throw an arrow after? Yes. Arrow flies, arrow flies, arrow flies, and misses.
Yeah, that Dazzle Grave, very good timing there, catching onto the Broodmother at the vital moment. But then Aoi deciding, you know, I'm on 150 hit points, it's not time to run, I can turn on my ulti and just right-click heroes, calculating the exact amount of life steal that he's getting from his ultimate, the amount of damage he's dealing, and managing to stay in the fight and chase down, and that led to the demise of a couple of other Wolves heroes, which otherwise would have escaped.
Yeah, cold snap on Balsam. Oh man, spin also spins up into the air. 200 and... how much HP? He dodges that last one. Here comes the EMP. Is he going to get the kill? 40 HP, and then he uses himself regen runes. So mean. Now Fogged might not know what he's in for. Oh, actually that's Dazzle. That is Fogged support coming in here. Again, 10-3 the kill score. And the... oh, S4 going toe-to-toe against Aoi on that Brood. And he was cutting it really close. Actually, that nuke was ready. He might have actually dropped there. Just TPing out in the nick of time. Fog now also losing a lot of HP, might have to go out, but props to Pottom Bottom, man. The Copenhagen Wolves have been on a winning streak as of late. They've been performing, just dominating the games, showing people up with their skill, and now Pottom Bottom's here and winning that early game for sure. Gold advantage even further dropped now toward the, I think that's a 6k mark, 6 or 7k. Experience looks identical. And items, let me check that one out quickly. Snaking is going to go for that mech. How much more gold does he need? About 500, 540. And drums up on Invoker. You might want to go for like 4 staff or something next. Aoi will go for that for that Manta style. It's going to be interesting to see how he will use that. I'm sure he will use it absolutely amazingly. And Brewmaster actually did go for that Blink Dagger. And Calculus has not been... He has been farming very well in the early game, but he's now sitting only at 1700 gold with barely any items. Just the core items up. And now he's going to go with that top lane, and we'll have to take on that very scary spider. Bottom lane, Gush out, and a disruption as well on that Dazzle. Defensive EMP as well, keeping the enemies at bay. Soul Catch on him as well. Balsam's going to come in here, but a very nicely timed shackle from Snake him might have very well saved the life of Dazzle right there. And PB backs out.
Skeleton Army comes in.
Man, Ench is also here, and now PB might decide to go for this. Henry D that gets stunned by that creep. Net flies out. Second net flies out. Cold Snap is out, taking so much damage so quickly, and the Power Shot flies through, gets the kill. PB is on fire, man.
Oh, Henry Dickinson is going to hate that Centaur there. He gets caught between 2 Doctoral Warlords. The Centaur camp aggroes onto him, and seeing as there's 3 units, including himself, next to it, as the Centaur stunned, that leads to 2 Doctoral Warlords netting him, and that gave time for the Invoker to catch up, and Cold Snap leading to his demise.
Yeah, absolutely. The draft from PB looking like so good at the moment. It's been working out greatly. Ichiro fulfilling his role. Aoi again hasn't left that top lane just yet. Completed up that Manta style right now. And oh man, just looking so strong. S4 on the bottom lane gets shackled. EMP will explode right beneath him. Cold Snap's up on him as well. Will wear off right now. But here comes the Dazzle poison. He will drop, even using his ultimate before he will go down. And actually Dazzle drops before he himself does go down. Now the Mirana ultimate might be the chance to initiate. Are they gonna go? Are they gonna go? Calculus is here. Nuke drops. Hits on Snaking. Soul catches up on him as well. He did use that wind run defensively. Now the ultimate from Pan is also up. Kizzles looks in big trouble now. Is he gonna be able to make it out alive? Ultimate wears off from Balsam. He still has a third of his HP. And he stops running. What's... Dude!
Microing his Centaur.
Oh man, you got balls of steel, man, surviving that one. So 1-for-1 exchange actually, and I guess that was worth it for Tide. But on the top lane, TP coming in, Aoi just relentlessly pushing and punishing them for ever leaving that top lane just for a second. And yeah, Tidehunter used that ultimate, turned around and got a kill on Dazzle before he himself went down, so that's one little thing going their way. But then again, leaving that top lane completely open for Aoi, and Brewmaster also out of mana, has to back out, and Aoi will not stop it over here, man. And this is, look at his movement speed. Let's put, I will follow him with my camera now. Now he's obviously attacking, got some good attack speed as well. He has that Manta split if they want to go in there. And with that max movement speed, he will be out of range of any dropped sentry within like 1 or 2 seconds. That is for certain. And if they... Now he uses his Manta actually offensively to go for that tier 3 tower. Balsam blinks himself in there, tries to scare him away. Is there more support coming? No, not at the moment. Here comes Nino as well as Henry D. And Aoi backs out. Look at how fast he's actually able to run away. He uses ultimate as well. Look at him. So fast. And that is the power of that Manta style build, or at least that's the advantage, because obviously Orchid BKB also has its upsides, but I think people are underestimating the power of this Manta style build on Brood, and that is why I really like to see Aoi playing him. Again, if you want to learn more about Aoi and his thoughts about the game itself, and his Broodmother as well, go to the Join Dota news archives and search for Aoi 2000. I did an interview with him about a month ago, and it is very informative. I really enjoyed interviewing that guy. Very nice and cool dude. And they're currently, yeah, in the more advantageous position in this game against the Wolves. And that is something, man. Very nice. Mech up on Windrunner as well. And Invoker will go for that 4 staff now. Drums up on Enchantress as well. 2 sets of drums. Always a nice item to boost up those stats. Add that extra mobility in teamfights. And again, top lane. Here's Aoi, man. Not stopping. Attacking S4, he has to TP out again, all the way back to base, even almost dropping to below 1/3 HP. And 1.5k on Brood, man, she is just like the first nail in the coffin for the Wolves.
that's almost 1,000 gold that Tidehunter has had to spend now over the past 20 minutes to TP away from Brood. You know, that's half of a Blink Dagger that he could
Absolutely.
have.
And now they're going for Roshan, using that distraction that Aoi's creating. Not even like a distraction, but a legit threat. A legit threat. Because you saw what he did with that tier 3 tower. It's down to like a third HP, man. 476 HP on that tier 3 tower. He has to go in there one more time, use the Manta Split, use his ultimate, and that thing will drop. And now the Wolves realize, holy crap, man, they went for Roshan. There was nothing we could do about it. Windrunner picks up that Aegis. They will secure their map dominance. Already an aggressive ward here. It's going to expire right now, but Dazzle has got some new ones up. Places it even a little bit further, a little bit more aggressive. And the Wolves look kind of shocked. They don't really know where they want to go, rotating toward the middle. They don't really know what to do. Now the ping goes out from Nino onto the middle lane on Fogged. But he's going for the Quas Vex build. He has invisibility. What do they have here? Do they have... Yes, Dust is up on Shadow Demon, but just too fast with that Vex, man. With that Phase Boots Vex as well as that Force Staff, he will be able to get away pretty quickly. Now a drawing comes out from Tidehunter. They want to come in from behind onto Aoi, who's now pressuring Calculus and just letting off. He gives him down to half HP and continues farming. Now the movement coming in Aoi. You might have overextended. Let's see how the Manta Star is going to work. Here comes a split. Here comes a slow as well. Let's see how this goes. Oh man, the split maybe used a little bit prematurely. Here comes a stun, here comes a Starfall, and down goes Aoi. What do you say, Durka?
He was expecting the detection to be on the Tidehunter. That would be the more natural thing. Tidehunter blinks in, get the detection straight onto him. But being caught by the very edge of the range of that dust there, I'm not sure if he panic hit that Manta Style button or if he if he was actually expecting that detection to be on the Tide. But nevertheless getting caught out.
Yeah, and do you agree, man, that the death of Aoi now does not disprove the worth of Manta Style? It was just an example of where he just maybe misplayed it a little bit, because I think if he would have held that split, kept on running away, and then, because once that, as you said, man, that was on the very edge of the range, it hit him, and if he had that Manta Split, he would have used it, and he would have not been visible anymore for the like after the Fade time at least. Balsam using that invisibility rune, no true sight on the dire side, and then he might have very well survived.
Well, I'm not 100% sure, because the split actually did leave him 1 or 2 seconds with the... because the Gush missed.
In the middle lane, burst damage is out, Gush also hits, and the stun from Venge will force out the Aegis. Let's see what PB is going to do about this. Are they going to initiate? Cold Snap on Balsam, ultimate again used on Snaking, Blinking from Tide with the Ravage, a very nice usage of Calculus ultimate there as well. EMP is going to wreck some mana, and no hero dead just yet. Enchantress in the middle of the mix, looks to be a little bit of trouble, has that heal and runs out. And actually Shadow Demon, the first one to go down, he was pretty far forward.
He really wanted that kill on Windrunner, but she just wouldn't go down. And yeah, oh, Aoi here.
Yes, Aoi is there using that split, going to work on S4. Look at that damage output. S4 drops. He's the most tanky hero ever. Even Balsam having to use that split just defensively, just to run himself back into base, and his teammates will use the chance to drop that tier 2 bottom. All outer towers now gone for the Wolves. Broodmother also took that tier 3, and the pressure on the Wolves. It looks like they will falter under this pressure. Ultimate use from Snaking on that tier 3 tower as well. Poison flies out onto Calculus. He will have to stand his ground and fight. Mini stun flies out. Dickinson is here with that Venge. And Snaking with that heal from Dazzle can stand there with his ultimate. Take down the tier 3 tower. Deny attempt from Calculus is going to fail. Spin up 2 heroes from Invoker. Power shot flies out. Disruption on Dazzle. And let's see how this fight's going to go. Man, Venge drops immediately. Here's Aoi rotating into the middle from the top lane, using his ultimate as well. And Leap has to be used. Split from Brute, and they will try to get down 2 racks simultaneously. Top melee, middle melee, forcing a decision out of Wolves, creating a little bit of lag now. And
if they get both of these melee racks, then it's definitely going to be difficult for Wolves to actually push out their base.
Oh, S4 nice blink into a good position, reducing the damage from the enemies, but an even better Ice Wall now in combination with a really nice Shallow Grave on that Enchantress, and S4 looks in bigger trouble. Fog had to dive down really far though. 2 heroes down now for the Wolves. Calculus is now surrounded by a bunch of heroes. He doesn't have his leap just yet, but he's got a bunch of HP and good damage output. They are now focusing down this melee racks. Fog gets stunned, only 1 more seconds left, and there he goes. Yeah, melee barracks gonna drop. EMP, Henry D looks in big trouble, is also gonna drop. Oh man, Nino has to disrupt himself, man. 2 heroes dead, 3 heroes dead. Windrunner went down in the back end of play. Now Calculus tries to get some retaliation damage. Fogged! Really nice grave here from Dazzle, saving the life of that Invoker. And now Dazzle standing his ground with his teammate, but Calculus doing too much physical DPS. He manages to get down Invoker, but then drops because Aoi was there to save the day, man.
Yeah, and if we go all the way back to that discussion about the Manta Style split, Tidehunter did jump in and was just about to gush, so he used the Manta Split then to try and give him a bit of extra time. So it was called, two minds. There were multiple ways to run that. If he had saved it for later, it's entirely possible that
Get to work here on this Vengeful Spirit. She's most definitely going to drop. He does have that nuke ready. Is he going to come back in? He doesn't have the bonus speed from the net. There it goes. Henry D goes down, but might have overextended just there. He has 13 charges on his wand, but he's also spotted by that dust, and down he goes to the ultimate from, was it Shadow Demon? Yeah. That was him. And just to quickly point out the item progression, it is just like he said in the interview. Go for that Manta style, go for 1 or 2 more damage items. There's a Chrysalis. He would have gone for a Daedalus afterwards, and then he would think is the right time for a BKB. And I agree with that build. Personally, I think that is a very, very nice strategy. Worked out in this game as well for him. He did go down twice in this game, but he did his job, and he did his job well. And it's not like the Western Wolves have been playing bad or anything. They played good. They didn't make any huge mistakes. No blunder plays or anything.
Yeah, they've been playing well. It's just that it's just suppression really. With that Broodmother on top, being able to suppress this lane, keep it down, keep it pressured. The bottom lane, just Windrunner, basically running circles around that Vengeful and Mirana. The Venge had to go and roam, go to the mid lane, try and find that Invoker, but of course Invoker is an elusive hero in himself. So these 3 elusive heroes, which were the basis of the strat, the Invoker, the Windrunner and the Broodmother, all very hard to kill, and Dazzle and Enchantress doing a lot of the roaming and ganking and filling the void there, sort of creating a buffer between these heroes, which gives them even more chance to survive and stay on the lanes.
Yeah.
And Wolves really didn't fill that void. They had a Tidehunter top who in his own right did well, but he had no one there to support him when he got into trouble because the distance from the other lanes and the support heroes were just too great. He was sitting on that top tier 1 on the dire side most of the time, and then obviously Enchantress coming around the side with Dazzle to take him out. At the mid there was the SD and Brewmaster, not able to take down the Invoker by themselves. They always needed the Venge to come in to help them. And Mirana, who needed those solo levels at bottom, obviously not able to keep down that Windrunner by herself. So whenever the support heroes roamed for Wolves, they lost the lane that they left.
Yep, absolutely, man. And I'm still thinking now the players have talked a little bit. Apparently, Invoker lost the internet connection there for no reason whatsoever, and the guys don't know what's up. So I hope he'll be back anytime pretty soon here. 2.4k goal on him. And all in all, very good analysis from your point there. I'm just kind of thinking, what about that Mirana pick? Because they had a good lane in the mid. They did win the bottom lane as well, but Mirana was not the hero that was able to utilize the farm she got in any effective manner, such as Aoi. The farm he got, he was able to transition that very well into his capability to just lock down that lane and to just take towers if he's left alone. And Calculus, with his Mirana, wasn't able to do so much. Sure, he did the right-click damage, he had that ultimate, but in the end it just didn't work out for them. The question I'm posing right now is, would another pick instead of Mirana maybe work better?
Queen of Pain. Imagine they had a Queen of Pain instead of that Mirana. The Windrunner would have stood no chance because of the entire lane domination she would have suffered. Their team fights would have been totally wiped in their favor because of the Queen of Pain ultimate from those we've seen some really good Ravages come out in this game. Now he's blinking into 4 heroes, getting them all, and Brewmaster jumps over the top. If they had the Queen of Pain there as well, obviously huge AoE presence, and all of the summons, the Spiderlings and the Enchantress creeps, they'd all pretty much fall to Queen of Pain, Scream, and Ultimate.
Very good point, man. I think Queen of Pain would have been very, very nice. And if they read my interview with Aoi 2000, they might have gone for that, because he would not have had that BKB. At least if he would have still hardlined with his little item build there. If that Queen of Pain might have very well been that big droplet to convince him otherwise, but all in all, I do think that they would have been able to get. Well, I guess Windrunner was locked down in the bottom lane, even just if it was just a Queen of Pain, just a Mirana. But as you said, that Scream of Pain and that Sonic Wave ultimate, on top of that slow and just mobility, might have made the difference here. But that's all theory crafting, just a question I'm posing, and I think that's a very good point. This is an elephant, guys, drawn on the minimap, don't worry. And yeah, just who was this? Yeah, Aoi just said that Invoker, who's actually on Invoker, it is fogged, just returned onto Skype, so the game will continue here quickly. Look at all this blood in the middle lane. He's a big puddle. I wonder what hero that belongs to. And after this very, very long and drawn-out team fight, the score is at 21 to 8 in favor of Pottom Bottom, and the top and middle set of racks are down, and there's no way that the Wolves can come back from this. Well, no, that is way too depressingly formulated, but it will be incredibly hard for the Wolves to do anything, because Aoi is dead right now. Does he have anything on his chicken? He doesn't have anything in his stash.
Daedalus.
Daedalus is completely finished. If he gets a BKB on top of this, holy shit.
But yeah, as you said, well, you know, it's always depressing to say the game is over, there's nothing they can do, but it is highly improbable. I'm going to put it that way, highly improbable that Wolves can actually push out their base and cause any damage to the, well, all of the tier 1 towers. Well, they've got tier 1 tower on bot, but every single outer tower other than that still standing for this bottom side.
Absolutely. And now some Triforce drawing action happening. Blinken from S4, and here comes the Ravage onto all heroes. Great initiation from the Wolves. This is the fight that they need to put up, just the aggression they're showing at the moment. Aoi is still dead. They're using their chance they have. Grave wears out, and down goes Dazzle. 2 heroes dead. Now where's Invoker? It doesn't really matter, because here's Enchantress eating a bunch of damage. The heal wears off. Taking so much damage from all these heroes. The attack and attacks just coming in. Windrunner drops in the back end of play. Kizzle's actually really tanky for that level. Even turning around, getting a kill on Henry D. Whereas Mirana, she's already back in base. And now Kizzles will actually drop 3 heroes dead for PB. And 1 hero dead for...
Just imagine a Queen of Pain.
Yeah, she looks hot.
No, I mean in that situation, the Ravage on that ramp, if Queen of Pain ulti came over the top, that would be an insta-gib on 4 heroes.
Yeah, that's actually a good point. Aoi, holy crap, 782 is that crit damage, and basically like a one big 8-legged nuke is what he is, running around at almost max movement speed, parking that ultimate, using his spawn spiderlings, just wrecking havoc, man. And obviously there's also that, what's it called? I don't know what it's called, it's the crit. That's pretty rude, in my opinion. Says Fogged. Yeah. Gonna say. Nice. Initiate. P. Alright guys, you heard it here first. Spartans, Yo Henry D. Heal from Dazzle as well. And they want to finish this game here right now. EMP. Just doing its thing, which is exploding. Like old times. Just chatting, chit-chat a little bit, maybe distracting PB a little bit, but here we have Windrunner on the top lane, coming in toward the bottom lane. A very great check on the 2 heroes. They might very well drop before the duration is over. Defensive arrow comes in, but to no avail, man. 2 heroes drop. Now buyback from Brewmaster. He has his ultimate. Not. Aoi running in really far into that enemy fountain. He doesn't have a BKB up just yet, but he's has his ultimate back up in about 10 seconds, and all they need to do now is make quick work of that bottom racks. And now Calculus just waiting for the wind run to wear off, missing it with a stun right there, eating a cold snap, has to use the Mantis Cell himself. Now Shackle doesn't latch, Balsam now already on this back foot. Aoi now using his ultimate, his back off cooldown. It already turns around, ultimate use from Iran, they're all invisible. Now the armor buff also going to come out over time from Dazzle. Blinking from Balsam again, he's still invisible. S4 is here with the Ravage again, and Snaking might take a fall, and he does. Down he goes, Deafening Blast, a little bit too late for stopping those auto attacks. Balsam though also drops. Sunstrike gonna hit nothing, and on the top lane, Calculus, on the top here rather, Pottom taking a big fight against Enchantress and winning it as well. Now Fog eating a crap load of damage. Dazzle's here though, and so is Aoi getting a kill on Shadow Demon as well, and now the really racks on bottom will take a fall. That Glyph also used maybe just a tick too late, and the ranged racks will take a fall now soon as well. Henry D taking too much damage, going to drop like a rock. And Pottom Bottom winning. Snaking has problems with his mother. Like a true nerd, man, that's how it's got to be. And now the tier 4 towers. Pottom Bottom want to finish this here. Don't want to get Fog grounded or anything. And now Aoi even using his ultimate just to deal that extra damage. He does 320 or so damage. Now here comes Panda. Last fight, he tries to get a kill on Dazzle, and it's a good chance too because he's out of mana. 400 HP. Will he be able to drop that down? Taking out Aoi, completely out of the fight, and the stun from Henry D last hitting that Dazzle. And yeah, now they will have to profit off this advantage and turn this game around. Fogged also trying to get a kill. Sunstrike gonna miss. Henry D coming back out. Swap, stun, and Henry D goes down. And the Ancient taking a crap load of damage. This will be a win.
Oh damn, I can't type. I want to tell Henry Dickinson he's a hacker for getting a kill.
Oh man, GG comes out, and a GG it was. The Wolves take a fall. Taking off their dominating throne here and ending their winning streak in almost all competitions they were partaking in Pottom Bottom, an unsponsored team, but still a very skilled one at that. Just finishing them off, man. Good play. Give me some endgame analysis for myself as well as the viewers, man.
Well, brilliant pressure there from Pottom Bottom, knowing that their solo lanes were going to be strong enough with the buffer of these Enchantress and Dazzle to run around, providing that support, which was much needed. The support on the Wolf side not filling the role that they needed to. They're getting very under-leveled early, not getting any items up themselves. The items that did come out for their big heroes, as you pointed out, just weren't enough to turn the tide, basically, of this PB side.
And just that Broodmother, of course, was very brilliant. I was hoping so much in the draft that they would pick it up, and they did, and Aoi 2000 did not disappoint. Invoker also playing a very good game. Windrunner also, after having a very tough start at the bottom lane, managed to pick up a mech and a hood and all those items, even like that armor-reducing Medallion of Courage, and the rest of the supports, Enchantress, just going for like quick drums and managed to get himself an Agnum Scepter farmed up, just because of that gold advantage that they accumulated as they were steamrolling through this game. And the Wolves now will have to rethink their strat. Maybe other players that will watch this game in the future will watch this Brood and then adapt their play. Give it a try, guys. If you random a Broodmother in any game, don't go for Orchid BKB. Try out that Yasha Treads Soul Ring into Manta, +1 damage item into BKB. That's the lesson of this game. After 30 minutes, PB take a win against the Wolves in the defense. That was it. Thank you guys for tuning in. My name is Epi. Check out epicommentary.com for all the future information, all the schedules. And with me is Durka. And please check him out as well at Twitch, Facebook, as well as Twitter. You can find him at Durka Dota. And you'll be hearing more from us in the future. And until then, thank you very much for tuning in. I appreciate it. And that was it. Thanks, guys.